I'm trying to mirror image, trying to do it as if the page was flipped around. And another question, is this other password related to the eyes as well? Yes. Which tells me it's also to do with this. The eyes that aren't lit up. That doesn't work either because it's R-E-R-M-E, which R-M-E-I-N-I. That doesn't make a word. Well, I do know the eyes was right, left, right, right. No, it was off for that one. No. It was off for one of them. This is this side, so... I was working... I was doing that one as it was right. Yeah, I was doing it wrong. Right, nothing, both. So R-E-M I believe it was left for those ones. So if I do black eyes and I R-E-M, let me try again. Right, left, left. R-E-M I-N-I I can't even see how that would make into a word. Of, so O-C, keep going, yep. R-E-M-I-C, no, R-E-M I-N-I. Thanks for the hydrate there, Fishbone. I have needed it. There we go. I might record what I'm trying to do here. Yep. So R-E-M and then it was left, so I-N-I of, So SC Hope. So that was off. So ENCO. I can't see that making a word. Nope. Didn't think that worked. So yeah. Did I have the first this side right? So this one was okay. So REMINI is correct. Were these reversed? So I'm going to say right, just to check it. Is left. So these were reversed as well. So I'm going to say right, left, both. SCEE. No, EN. Those ones spelt out hope. I only need 2 more. So I need CE. Reminiscence. And my keyboard's not connecting to the other computer again. But the last 2 I've... Oh no, there we go. C SCENCE. Yep, there we go. Heh, I suspected as much. Good work, I'm impressed. What's our prize here? I wonder. The scene's changed. Screen's changed. Moon, star, moon. Huh? This looks different. The symbols have changed and they're in different places. Moon, star, moon. Oh, it opened again. I wonder what's inside this time. The gold file. You have found a gold file. To view it, visit the secret tab in the archive. Which side was the door on? There it is. The lock for the door. Right now it says lock. You guys ready? I'm gonna open the door. Go ahead. I'm all set. Don't start counting again, Sigma. You don't need to count down. Okay, here we go. Why do you need to count down every time? You know it's just gonna open the door.
Now, hold up, Governor.
What? Was that you, Luna? Was it a girl's voice, Sigma?
No.
Then Alice?
You honestly think a voice that coarse could come from a throat as fine as this?
It was obviously a man voice. Then
Oh yeah, that was me, mate.
it's an Aussie robot. That was me, mate.
Oi, over here.
Sigma, look! What is that?
He's sitting up.
Oh, blimey, that hurts.
That hurts, eh?
Ain't right for a fellow's back to feel like this.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a robot.
And it's talking.
It is talking.
With an accent.
In an Aussie accent.
Can't help it, Flower.
Kind of an Aussie accent.
Didn't choose to talk like this, not by half. Now, Alice, darling, do I rightly recollect you characterising my speech as coarse?
It's kind of got an Aussie accent to it. Not totally.
Why, that's right cruel it is. You really think I asked for this? See, they figured they'd give us all a, what you call them, personality. Some tosser thought they'd give me this one. It ain't right, I tell you.
So what the hell are you?
Cooper.
Cooper? If you're a barrel maker, I'm an astronaut. How does he get barrel maker?
Right you are, me old son, right you are. Well, go on, have a butcher's, mate. What do I look like to you? Robot, you say?
Yes.
Well, nearly there, but they call us golems round here.
Gollum?
Ah. I thought it must be something like that. Gollum?
Oh, I've heard of golems. They're sort of monsters, I guess, from Jewish folklore. They're made from clay, and they look like men. They're supposed to do whatever their master, or creator, or whatever commands them to do.
Yep.
Well, aren't you a clever bird?
Basically, they're made of clay. Their master writes something on a piece of paper and puts it in the golem's mouth, and the golem will come to life and complete whatever was on the piece of paper.
You are, of course, correct. The golem of myth is a clay creation that moves under its own power. Our spellings are might different, though. The original blokes are spelt Golem, but me and me mates are Gaulem. That's an acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labour Electronic Machine. The truth to tell, it's a bit rubbish when you write it out all like that, but I figure they wanted to make sure they had the golem thing in there, you know? What with us being robots and all.
So, should I just call you Golem?
That don't seem quite kosher.
Yeah, not kosher enough.
After all of me mates here are golems too.
Yeah.
I couldn't very well call all of you lot human, could I?
Well, you could, but you couldn't tell us apart by calling us all human.
What should we call you then?
Well, we've all got a product ID, and they're unique. I figure that's as good a name as any.
Sure.
And your ID is?
GTM-CM-G-OLM.
That's a bit hard for us humans to remember. What?
That's way too long. We can't remember that.
Yeah, I'm with Alice.
What? You taking the mickey out of me?
No.
Never had a problem myself.
Yeah, but you've got a robot brain. You can remember things like that.
Right then, let's just use the last bit, shall we?
G-O-L-M?
Gollum.
Gollum.
Come on, man. That's just Gollum.
Well, I'll be buggered. Can't say I ever noticed that before. Sure, it's a strange coincidence, isn't it?
Alright, Gollum. You said Alice, darling, a little bit ago, right?
What? A gentleman can't say something nice to a pretty young bird, eh?
No, I don't care if you call her darling. What I'm saying is, you called her Alice. How did you know her name?
Oh, she ain't the only one of you lot whose name I know. I know who you are, Sigma, and you too, Luna. I'm right familiar with all 9 of you.
How?
You don't know? Oh, they got cameras all over this place. Well, then again, the lenses aren't much bigger than a screw. And they're all hidden away, so I suppose I can't really blame you for missing them, you know?
I would not be surprised if they did have cameras all over the place.
Now, as I was saying, there were these cameras, you see, and all of the data they record gets sent off to the mainframe in real time. So, I just gave the main core a ring, got those videos, and now I know everything you've done.
Then,
Does that mean...
You're Zero Junior?
Cool, blimey. Are you bleeding serious? Oh, you gotta be off your box if you think I'm Young Master Zero. The Young Master is a right proper AI what supervises all the electronic bits and bobs in this place. My humble self, and those with the misfortune to be like me, are more akin to computer terminals who are merely borrowing a little bit of the central core.
so golems are kind of like Zero Junior's servants.
No, not quite, Governor, not quite. I'd say me and me mates here are more like arms and legs, right? Now, you lot don't have brains in your arms and legs, do you?
Of course not.
Right you are, missus. It'd be all sorts of nasty if your elbows and that lumpy bit on your ankle was all packed with brains. Well, we're like your arms or legs. The Gollum's seat of consciousness, so to speak, ain't in the head. Fact of the matter is, it's not anywhere in the body. Which makes a fellow wonder, where is it?
In the mainframe?
Spot on. So that part of me what thinks is in the mainframe. Everything this here body sees and hears and what have you, that all gets sent back there. Then the mainframe does some sort of computery jiggery pokery and comes up with some decisions, and those decisions beget commands. Now those commands are sent over the wireless like whoop whoop whoop, and eventually my body picks them up. Finally, those commands cause actions what move the various bits in my body. That's why this thing's like a computer terminal, you see. The body's just an output device of sorts. If we were talking about one of them personal computers here, you could say a golem's kind of like a monitor, right?
Huh?
Alice, don't tell me you don't understand what he's talking about. You've talked to me pretty much about the same type of thing. About wireless monitors.
Oh, wait a minute. Then wouldn't that make you part of Zero Junior?
Well, I suppose you could say that. What with us sharing the mainframe and all. But I don't know shit all about this game he's running. That part of the mainframe's locked away from the rest of us. I'm an independent core. Zero and I are 2 different blokes. You recollect what Gollum stands for, huh? I'm autonomous.
But if that's the case, your hands and feet analogy doesn't really make sense. My arms and legs aren't autonomous. They don't just move on their own.
You sure, Governor? I watched you cross your arms just now.
Huh?
And now you're frowning and your forehead's getting all wrinkly. Do you do these things on purpose? Well, when you crossed your arms, were you thinking, right then, let's cross them, shall we? Curl on down then, mouth. Oh, and eyebrows, I'd be much obliged if you'd squeeze in a bit. There's a good pair of blokes. That's what you was thinking, innit?
That's a good pair of blokes.
No? Didn't reckon so. I figure you did all of that subconsciously. Ain't no man on earth who says to himself, feeling a mite nervous, I'll just twitch me leg around a bit, you know? Who's thinking real hard about something and says to themselves, well, I think I'll just give the old loaf a scratch, that'll help. How's about when you reach for your tea? When you turn a page in your book? Or what about when your eyes just go straight for the pear on that bird you fancy? Yeah, the list goes on, me chums. But all of those things are your subconscious at work. True, when part of your body does something, it's because your brain said so. But that don't mean your conscious mind is involved.
True.
Fact is, it can't be. If your brain had to deal with all the piddly bits of living, it'd make you balmy.
Just like breathing or the heart beating. We don't consciously tell the heart to beat every time it does a beat. It's subconsciously run by our brain. Same as our lungs breathing. Yes, we can choose how much we breathe and we can choose to hold our breath and all sorts of stuff, but even when we're sleeping, we breathe. And that is subconsciously.
That's how us golems and the young master get along. You got it all sorted now, chums?
Then you're saying that Zero Junior is the central part of the mainframe, and the golems are like his hands and feet?
Righto! Blimey. Guess I shouldn't be talking about such heavy rubbish, eh? My shoulders are all stiff.
You're a robot. How can your shoulders get stiff?
And you said your back hurt earlier. Are you just messing with us?
Yes, I did. And no, I ain't.
My back hurts too.
Me back is a right mess, it is. Last maintenance check, they just left me here.
I'm with you, Gollum. My back also hurts.
I've been on this bed here for years. The lubricant for me joints is all gummed up. Every time I move, it hurts.
But why did you wake up again after all this time?
Why do you think, love? 'Cause you lot turned me on is why. Especially that other missus over there.
Oh yeah? That button on top of the safe?
Right you are, governor.
Can you come with us then? The others need to see this.
Is it possible for me to have completed this room without pushing that button there? And without him waking up?
No, I can't, and more's a pity. I can only go as far as this cable here will let me. I've got internal batteries, but they're knackered. Matter of fact, that's why I was here for maintenance in the first place. The same goes for these other blokes too. Of course, they ain't connected to a power cable like I am, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
You can't? Okay. I see. So you aren't gonna answer my question.
Huh? What question is that?
I asked you how your shoulders can get stiff if you're a robot.
Right, so you did. Not sure why you've got to bug up your arse about that particular issue, though.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really important, but I'm just curious, I suppose.
Curious, are you? Oh, that's a good word, that is. A good, powerful word. The kind of word that will set any robot's heart to flutter. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Just lend me your lords and peers for a tick. So, how can a robot get stiff shoulders? And what does pain mean to a robot?
That's the one I'm questioning, thinking, how can you feel pain? You're a robot.
Tell me, Guff, you ever heard of the Chinese room?
Chinese room? Without waiting for an answer, Gollum launched into his explanation. Somewhere, a pretty young girl is trapped in a tiny room. The door of the room has a slot that a number of Chinese people outside the room can use to slide slips of paper to the girl. On the pieces of paper are questions written naturally in Chinese. Unfortunately, the young girl has no idea what the question says. But then, how could she? She's never learned Chinese, apart from a Hong Kong action movie or two in college. She's never even heard it. So for this unfortunate young lady, each note looks like nothing more than a bunch of strange symbols. Before she was locked away, she was given an order. Specifically, she was told to write an appropriate response to each question she received and slip that answer back through the slot. Once the Chinese questions begin to show up, however, she finds herself at a loss. Oh dear, she says to herself, why I can't read these at all? Why, I can't read these at all. Whatever am I to do? It is at that moment that she spots a bookshelf. The bookshelf is filled with thick books. Upon examining them, she discovers that they are some sort of Chinese phrase books. They have no explanation of what anything means, but show Chinese responses to Chinese questions. Am I supposed to use these? The questions keep coming. More and more and more of them. She finds a set of characters that correspond to the set of characters on the paper and carefully writes out the indicated response. How's it going? It's awful. Please get me out of here. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Here they give her some twice cooked pork. Are you full? Yes, although I don't think my stomach liked it very much. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I'm dating a reggae dancer. When was your first kiss? When I was 14. He was a grade ahead of me in school. What colour of underwear are you wearing? That's not very appropriate. Black. Okay, she felt comfortable to answer it. Unless they're the questions she was asked and the books answered them with that type of answer. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of this room? Beat the stuffing out of whoever's sending me these questions with the pan you cooked that twice cooked pork in. All of these questions were written in Chinese, and the answers were also written in Chinese. All the young lady did was accurately copy the symbols from the phrasebooks onto the slips of paper, with no idea what any of it meant. Okay, so she wasn't actually answering them, she was copying answers onto paper. Incidentally, she doesn't have a dancer boyfriend. In fact, she's never even kissed a boy. Also, she's wearing white underwear. Why does that matter? Anyway.
Yes?
Is there any particular reason this girl is, pretty? Or why we need to know what color underwear she's wearing?
Yeah.
Can't say there is. Just tickles me fancy, I guess.
Okay.
But the prettier the bird is, the more fun the story is, isn't it?
And why about the coloured underwear? Sigma, exactly.
What?
What?
Right. Well, what I wanted to say was this. All them Chinese blokes outside the room didn't know nothing about them books what she had. So it follows that they would have thought whoever was inside spoke Chinese just like them. You see? After all, far as they can tell, they're having a nice little chinway with one of their countrymen.
Okay. Interesting. But what does that have to do with your shoulders? Or a robot feeling pain?
You thick? I feel pain when my body's having a spot of bother. Well, hold up, mate, this ain't right. We keep this up and we're buggered. If things go really pear-shaped, we'll be brown bread. So says the central computer to itself, seeing that things are a bit bollocksed.
Actually, I think this accent is more British. I used to have British bosses, and they kind of sounded similar. I do like the British accent too, so...
In the interest of extricating my body from this unpleasant predicament, the mainframe sends out a signal over the wireless, and my software interprets that signal as pain, and I stop doing whatever daft thing I was doing. It's the same, innit? Just like the Chinese room.
So you're saying the robots feel pain differently than humans, right?
Use your loaf, missy. You listen to a word I've said.